Um, where is it? Hello. Welcome. My name is Tanya. For those who might be joining me for the first time on my live TV show, primetime TV show reviews. And welcome back to all my primetime squad. Please come in, have a seat on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Well, I should say evening. It's after 5 o'clock, so I'm going to say evening. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and is having a great start today, Monday. And if you did not watch Basketball Wives last night, I recommend you do watch it. But also, I'm going to fill you in with whatever you missed as well. So come on in. If you didn't like the button already, make sure you click the like button on this video. If you are not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button as well. And after you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell that'll pop up, and it will basically give you notifications every single time that I go live. So as soon as I go live, you'll get the notification, the ping or whatever on your cell phone, on your internet, whatever. So let's get started on this new episode of Basketball Wives. First, of course, it started off showing a little recap of what happened last episode. You remember last episode, Jackie had put together a PSA. She included some of the basketball wives and their children. And so they had the PSA. That went off without a hitch. Everybody enjoyed the PSA. The production company, everybody did an awesome job. The kids, everybody, all the actors did an awesome job. I was really, really impressed. And it really hits home to a lot of people who have been struck with police brutality or police violence in their families. And shout out again to Jackie, because that means so much to Malaysia. You saw how after the PSA, Malaysia was really touched. She kind of broke down and was crying because, this was dedicated to her brother who was killed by a cop. I'm not going to go back too much into that situation, but basically they thought he had a weapon. He didn't have a weapon, like time and time again. And unfortunately, he was killed. So shout out to Jackie again. That was really, really a great thing you did right there. Now at the after party, you saw in the last episode how Jackie at her party, it was, let's see, Malaysia, Kristen, Tammy, and they were in Shawnee. And basically they were discussing, about Jen and the situation and her supposedly having receipts. And, because Kristen had told Malaysia, Jen told me that she has receipts, everybody coming down on Jen and, on her neck. And, Kristen right now is her only friend. So, Kristen is like, defending Jen and being there for her, standing up for her. Basically, my new best friend has receipts. And so they were like, well, oh, really? Well, let's see what's up with that. So Jen comes over and she's like, I hear you guys talking about me. I'm right here. What do you need? What not? And they start asking her, what about these receipts you're supposed to have? And you saw in the last episode, Jen could not find no receipts. She kept flipping through her phone, scrolling through her text. She did not have no receipts. Her and Shawnee got into it because Shawnee just, Shawnee and Tammy basically got into it with her again because they're like, okay, you supposed to got these receipts. You ain't got no receipts. You still lying. Just sat down somewhere and just leave it alone and enjoy your new friend that you have, because she's the only one in your corner right now, Kristen, that is. And they're basically telling her, you know what, just drop it, just leave it alone. You do you, we do us. And she started going off. Like, Jen started going off and calling Tammy all her name, bitches and stuff. And she was like, I'm not gonna be too many more of your bitches. And Jen kept on, going at her with that. And she already know. I don't know if Jen had bumped her head lately or something, But she is just pushing them buttons. And everybody who knows Tammy knows that Tammy has been working hard. I said this before in some of my videos. She has been working hard to try not to go upside somebody's head because she's the more refined Tammy, more relaxed, and she's trying to be more mature and everything and not fight and go upside somebody's head. But Jen keeps trying to take her there. And you see Tammy's fiance, Reggie. He's pulling her, darn near dragging her out of the event because he's like, no, just leave her alone. Just let Jen talk her stuff. Just leave. It's not worth it. Shawnee and them, trying to break it up and bring her outside the building. Jen, she pulls out a can of mace. And she's like, whatever, if she wants to do something. No, I brought my mace. And I'm like, you managed to bring some mace. Like you were prepared. Like you just knew something was going to pop off. Like you forgot your receipts. This was the main thing you were supposed to have tonight was bring your receipts. You didn't have any receipts. Like Malaysia said, you couldn't screenshot them. You couldn't find them in your phone. You was asking Tammy last episode, what month was it again? I mean, she just scrolling through her phone, trying to find these receipts, these text messages, and didn't have anything after the 27th of, I think it was March or something. And so no receipts, but you managed to bring a can of spray. Like, okay, Jen, again, I'm gonna tell you again, sat your butt down somewhere. Enjoy the little friend that you have, little Miss Kristen, your little new friend, and spend time with her. Leave the other ladies alone. Quit bringing up the subject. You do not have no receipts. You was wrong. You apologize. I didn't think it was too sincere. I really still think that you should come at these ladies a little bit more correct. Have a sit down. Go somewhere. No drinks involved, please. No drinks at all, because y'all ladies do not need to drink together. So no drinks at all. Matter of fact, include Evelyn too. Evelyn didn't show up at the event for the PSA, and I was wondering why Evelyn didn't show up, but her son was in town. So she decided to turn down the invite for the PSA event. Not like she didn't want to come because it was a wonderful event, but her son is way more important than possibly getting into it with a bunch of females over some lost receipts. So, that's why she didn't show up, just in case you guys didn't catch that. But then after let me get comfortable. And then after that, Kristen, she's all emotional and stuff, and she's crying and breaking down. And I'm like, now what happened to her? I mean, why is she all upset? And she's like, I don't understand, why you guys are really tripping with Jen. I mean, it's just a rumor. Like, if you watch my last video, I said that Kristen does not understand the totality of the relationships, tongue tied there, the relationships between these ladies. Like you come in on a tail end of years. This is season 7. I mean, she obviously don't understand because she's up there crying, and then I'm bewildered. I'm just appalled a little bit because she seems so much more concerned with her relationship with Jen, who she has not been friends with for very long, versus her not even on speaking terms with Cece, who she didn't had a long relationship with. And I know I'm not the only one that was a little bit confused about the relationship between or the back history between Cece and Kristen. So I'm gonna, let you guys know. Basically, uh Cece, she's married to Byron. Byron, he was married before. And with that prior wife, who he's divorced from, they had a child named Thomas, and he's married to Kristen. So you see how Cece is kind of like Kristen's mother-in-law. Kinda, because they're not married. Cece and them is not married. So she's kind of a mother-in-law or that figure. And I'm like, but that's how close they are. I mean, basically, Kristen's child is Cece's grandchild, kinda, or will be if she was to marry Byron. So that just to clear everything up, because that confused me for a little bit, because I was so taken by Jen and all her actions and getting into it with all the ladies that I kind of forgot like the family relationship between them two. And of course, Byron is cousins with Malaysia or something like that. So anyway, my point is how her and Cece is still no longer talking. They still beefing over nothing, basically. It was so stupid. And I'm not going to go into all that, but there's a new reason now that Cece giving Kristen why she doesn't want to deal with her. And it's because she she claims that Byron does not want to have dinners or celebrations with Kristen. Kristen is reading this text to Malaysia, who she had went over Malaysia's house, to have a chit chat with her about everything that's going on. And she's reading this text message that Cece sent her, and it says, Byron told me to let you know that we no longer, or this is what she said. It said, he no longer wants to have dinner celebrations, anything like that, with you and Thomas for Father's Day, Christmas, Byron's birthdays. You might as well say for all important events, holidays. And keep in mind, Thomas is Byron's son. Now, please tell me why. If you've been keeping up with this show, please hit me up in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this situation, because this is some really juicy stuff. Like, Byron, he's basically saying, I don't want to spend any holidays with my son or his wife. Now, and Kristen's telling Malaysia, like, you know what? His ex-wife, Thomas's mother, she would have never put up with that. Even if Thomas's mother and Kristen, kind of had a little piff, with each other, she's saying Byron would never go as far as to say, I don't want to be bothered with my son or his child, for any holidays, including Father's Day, birthdays, Christmas. You might as well throw in, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, because that's what it sounds like, that they're not trying to be bothered with them at all on that level at all. This is his grandchild's mother and his son. Now, regardless if his wife or fiance, girlfriend, whatever she is, Cece, regardless if Cece and Kristen is having a little piff right now, they're not really speaking. Why would he go so far as to say, I don't want to deal with my son? Because of their little stupid, little petty, little, nonsense going on? I see more into that. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, but I think this is all about Cece. Like Malaysia said, I think Cece is just saying this because she's trying to get you to argue with her. She's trying so that you guys can get some kind of communication open, which in turn might lead to y'all coming to some kind of solution for what's going on. Because the reason why Cece is saying Byron doesn't want to deal with him is because every time they go out, the person who pays for the dinners is Cece. When it's in celebration of Brian, like birthdays, Father's Days, Christmas, when it's in celebration for something like that. But if I'm correct, and if Kristen is not lying, she said that every time they go out for a dinner where it's celebrating Byron, they offer to pay at least for themselves. They at least offer to pay for their own portion of the bill. And Cece insists, this is what Kristen's saying. Cece always insists that she pays, regardless of how expensive the bill is. She always insists that she's paid. So something ain't right here. Somebody's telling a fib here somewhere. I don't believe that Byron would go that far. I think what I really think is that Cece, you know how some women are, they just get to their men and they get in their heads and they make things bigger than what it is, and they cry and they wallow and they try to get pity and they try to, have the man be compassionate for them and be on their side, and that's what could have happened. And Byron's like, "Oh, baby, I understand. Well, in the meantime, let's just try to, wait till things calm down." And that's probably what he was like. Wait till things just calm down, if that far. But I really don't think that he said, "I don't want to have nothing to do with my son and my grandchild because of a little disagreement you having with his wife." That just doesn't make sense to me. But y'all tell me what y'all think about that, because like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me. But one thing that had me cracking up was Kristen and her daughter. Like, she has been telling her husband Thomas that she wants another baby. But as she's telling Malaysia, about a situation she's dealing with her little 18-month-old child, she's not even in her terrible twos yet. But she is having such a hard time with this little child. And that girl is so cute. Like, she's so precious. Her cute little hair, cute little. You seen her when she had the nanny come over and she was showing the nanny how she knows how to lock the baby gate and everything. And I'm like, she's really smart too, little chick. But she's like, she's messing up the house and I gotta chase her everywhere and I don't even have time to make me anything to eat. I'm been eating frozen pizzas. I can't clean, I can't do laundry, clean up the house. And it's like her husband is always on the road. So she talking about sometimes she feel like a single parent. And I'm like, honey, if your man is on the road doing what he needs to do to support you, you guys are basketball wives, so that's something that you knew you had to deal with before you had children, and that goes for any of the basketball wives. Um, Even Kwame and OG, if they were to get married, and have children, that's just something y'all have to deal with. Y'all want to be in that life with these men making all these millions of dollars, paying all the bills and living in the big fancy houses and driving the nice cars, whipping around them corners in them rich neighborhoods. And you complaining about saying you sometimes feel like a single parent. I need you to come stay with me for a while. Just give it 1 week. Just give it 1 week. You will really understand what it feels like to be a single parent, doing everything on your own and not having your husband pay for your rich big houses and your expensive cars and your jewelry and all that. But anyway, she wants a nanny. So she has a nanny come over, and I guess she, wants to interview her, have her sit down with her daughter, see how they, get along. And basically it didn't work out because she's telling the nanny, my daughter, she can't have milk. She has pea milk. She can't have meat. I'm like, meat? Is she raising her daughter to be uh vegetarian? Are there vegetarian babies out there? This is new to me. Or is it that she's allergic to meat? I, I'm confused on that. Y'all fill me in if y'all know what's up with the little baby and why she can't have any meat. Because normally around 2 years old, or hey, sometimes earlier, you know how black families do it, especially black families, especially if they from the South. They'll be eating a big old chicken wing by the time they 12 months old and eating some dressing and greens and macaroni and cornbread. And they might live on a little bit of some pig feet, just chew it up real good, chew it up to it's real soft and tender. But she was telling the nanny she can't have chicken, and the nanny's like, okay, she can't have no meat. No, she said she can't have no meat. And so she was like, And I forgot where the nanny said she was from, it was like Louisiana or somewhere down south. And she was like, "You're not gonna go southern on me and try to give my child stuff that she ain't supposed to have behind my back." And she was like, "But like gumbo or like something like that." And the lady said, "Well, that's just, soup. It's just mainly soup." And Kristen's like, "But it has chicken in it." And the nanny's like, "Oh, well, I guess I didn't see it that way." Like gumbo has meat in it. Okay, we have shrimp. Sometimes they have chicken. Sometimes they have unduli. I can't never say that word. Andoli, sausages, whatever. I mean, at least that's how I make mine. I put all the meats in mine. So that I was like, what? Come on now. You're gonna get a child some gumbo after her mama said the baby can't have no meat. So anyway, that's a wrap. She got smart with the nanny, and the nanny was like, whatever, anyway. So the nanny left. But my thing is, you have an 18-year-old child. Your husband is like, how dare you ask me, can we have another child? And you can't even take care of the one that we got now. While he's on the road, working hard, to take care of his family and everything. She can't take care of eight. Oh, she's running me ragged. I can't do laundry. I can't. I don't get it. It's like they get rich and they can't run a household. They need nannies, they need butlers, they need maids. I mean, they need tutors, they need I mean, come on now. Come on now. Like I said, spend 1 week with me, Miss Kristen, and I will get you together, girl. I will get you together and you will understand that you are not a single parent, and stop feeling like you are a single parent just because your husband is off on the road sometime. Now, the last subject I wanted to talk about was Miss OG. Her real name is Ogum or Ogum or I don't know. Anyway, they call her OG. She's the one that plays football. She's on the ladies football team, and she looks like a football. She looks like a linebacker. Like she'll knock your ass out. But anyway, she over the last few episodes have been talking about her boyfriend Kwame. They've been together for 4 years, and he's been overseas for like the last two. And she has been kind of pressuring him and trying to figure out where things are going with them too. Like, you know, uh, is it going to lead to marriage? They've been together for years, so she's been trying to, see how he feels about, their relationship and their future lately. So she's up there. I think they're Skyping or something, and she's in bed, and she has on this. I really was digging her little outfit, her little lingerie. She was looking real cute and sexy and things. Her chocolate little self, and she had this big old. I need to know where she got that pillow. She had this big old fluffy, furry, gray pillow behind her. I love that. I want that pillow. But anyway, and she was talking to Kwame, and she was asking him, basically, how do you feel about us? We've been together for years. Where do you see us? I mean, where do you see our future? Uh, what do you think about, us being together forever? And up until that point, he was all mouth, all talking, all baby. He taking off his shirt, trying to look sexy for her. He's enjoying her little her little skimpy outfit and everything, and giving her props. And they just talking and having a great conversation. And then as soon as she says, "Do you see us together forever?" Oh my God, you could hear a pin drop in her bedroom and in his background. And he talking about he can't really see her too well, and it's a bad reception where he at. And I'm like, bad reception, but we can see you just fine, bruh. We can hear you just fine, bruh. And right now you ain't saying much. And I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing. I mean, he has to know that she's being recorded. I mean, it's a reality show. I'm sure she told him ahead of time. The camera's on. They're filming right now, and you're going to be on camera. And he had nothing to say. That man started sweating and holding his head, and like, I mean, I'm like, dang, is he about to have an asthma attack or something? I didn't look like he was getting sick. And he was like, forever? And she was like, babe, for real? Are you deaf? I'm trying to be on some Bonnie and Clyde type of stuff, some forever, ever, 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 ever type of stuff. Get married and kids. And she's like, basically, it's been 4 years. You've been away for two. I need to know without saying the words. I'm sure she wanted to say, I need to know, should I really be like in this for the long run? I mean, should I be worried or concerned that you don't feel the same way? He never answered. And I felt so bad for her because, like I said, she's on national TV. You've been dating this dude for 4 years. He been gone overseas back and forth for two. Y'all got like a part-time relationship. She, like Kristen talking about, she has a part-time, she's a part-time single parent. Y'all got a part-time relationship. And that leads me back to what I was saying about Kristen. You see how it is now. If she was to get in a relationship and marry him and have children, she'll be in the same boat as Kristen. He's on the road a lot, playing games. Even if he was in the States, I mean, of course, in the States is a lot closer than being overseas, like Kwame is overseas now. But still, it's going to be times where she's going to be alone at the house and got to raise the children. Not raise them, but you know what I mean. They both raising their kids, but when your man is on the road, you're doing most of the groundwork. So, but I really think Kwame, I think I said this before, but I don't know if you listen to me or not, before, but every single time y'all try to discuss this, he's like, he just doesn't seem like he's on the same page with you. I'ma just put it out there, and you better listen to your mama, because your mama said you know what you want. You know absolutely what you want. You want a family. You want a relationship. You want to get married. I mean, you want the little puppy and the white picket fence. That's what you want. So listen to your mama. Go with your heart. If you think he's pulling your leg or leading you on or trying to keep you, there so he can, you know, have someone here for him, because he has been overseas for over the last 2 years, and I ain't trying to say he's doing something he shouldn't be doing, but you know, men in that kind of field, sports and whatnot, there's a lot of them that does cheat on their spouse. Y'all ain't even married. Y'all ain't got no kids. He's overseas, not in the States, in Chicago one day, in New York a few days later, back home, in Cali one day, in Utah the next day, back home. He's not, y'all don't have that kind of contact right now, that personal contact right now. So do what you feel is best for you. Follow your heart, listen to your heart. We as women, we are bad at that. So hey, just listen to your mama. Just listen to your mama. She ain't gonna tell you wrong, honey. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this recent episode. Again, I want to say shout out to Jackie, that PSA that was moving. I actually started tearing up and cried a little bit, especially when I saw Malaysia, and how heartfelt that was for her. I really did get passionate about that. And then to find out recently, and I won't go into the details because it's an ongoing investigation, but I just found out a few days ago that one of my little cousins was jumped on by a cop. Like I said, I won't go into the details because it's an ongoing investigation. My cousin is looking for a lawyer right now, and I was really saddened by this news because if you watch my last live on Basketball Wives, I had specifically said on there I wouldn't know how to act if one of my family members got killed by a cop or brutally beaten by a cop. I just wouldn't know how to act, especially if it was my child, somebody real close to me. And this is somebody close to me. My cousin's children, I'm close to them. I mean, we was just together recently, all kicking it together. So, having a little shebang bang, for some peoples of ours that was in town. So I'm just gonna have to, keep her in my prayer and keep him in my prayer because that's devastating. And he's a young child. And that's something that could affect you for the rest of your life, especially when you know that you were doing nothing wrong. So I love the PSA. Shout out again to Jackie. Um, and you guys just let me know what you think about the video, about the episode. I'm sorry. And again, make sure if you did not like this video on the way in, make sure you like it on the way out. Subscribe to my channel. After you hit subscribe, hit that little bell. And when you see the asterisk around the bell, it lets you know that from now on, you will get all of my live notifications immediately as soon as I go live. Oh, and another thing, side note. I know I mentioned a few times that I'm also a cake decorator. That's just something I do on the side. I just started a new YouTube channel after several people keep asking me, why you don't have a cake channel as well? You should be doing that. And a lot of people want to see you in your rare form, decorating cakes or whatnot. And I was like, man, I don't want to do it or not. But even my children lately have said that I should do that. So, I just started it. What's the name? The new YouTube channel for my cake decorating is um Tanya's Delights Slice by Slice. Tanya's, that's Tanya apostrophe S, Delights, Slice by Slice. Let me double check. Yep, Tanya's Delights, Slice by Slice. And basically, I'm not no cake boss or no cake guru or anything like that. I'm pretty good at what I do, I must say. I have a pretty large following. I also have a Facebook page called Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice. I think I got like almost 600 people following me there. But so, if you're interested in anything like that, make sure you subscribe to my new YouTube channel called Tanya's Delights Slice by Slice. Thank you again for tuning in today. And as usual, for my primetime squad, stay safe and be blessed. And I'm out.